Hello there, this is Dango 1867. Hope you're all feeling alright today because I am tickety boo, and today this is my first ever FIFA 13 squad builder. And today it's the Russian League. It's a bit of a cheapo side. I'm quite proud of the side because, to be honest, I'm a bit of a FIFA noob and we got some good results against some really good opposition. So I'll jump straight into it. In goal we had Anyukov. He was a really solid keeper, played really well, made some really good stops. I think for £1,000, I don't think you can complain that there's actually a better keeper at that sort of price range in the game. So for me, outstanding choice. If you're doing a Russian side of any sort of thing like that, I'd definitely be one of the keepers I'd throw in there straight away. At right back we had Anyukov, another Russian. This time he only cost me about 800. He was pretty solid. Not the biggest fullback in the game, but a good all-rounder. 78 pace. At times he seemed a little slow against really sweaty players, but he held his own most of the time. At centre-half position we have got Hubočan, the Slovakian. It cost me £1,000. There's a few other centre-halves I was looking at, but I decided to go for him because he was a good all-rounder, pretty quick, pretty solid at defending stats, and good in the air. He did his job well. At the other side of the centre-half position, I did Bocchetti. Bocchetti, he was a really good centre-half, amazing in the air, quick, strong, pretty much what you want from a centre-half. He's one of two Italians I've got in this back four. I know there's a team of the season version, but I was trying to keep this quite a cheap side, so I just paid £1,500 for him, and he did the job perfectly. At left back, we have got Criscito. I really was pleased with Criscito. Really quick, good on the overlap, worked well on the left side, was really good going forward, and had an amazing tackle. The amount of really pacey wingers that actually got run at him, he kept up, he got those tackles in, and he was a really good left back. I'd definitely suggest he's worth checking out. In the centre of the park, we had the Frenchman Anvia. Not the best passing despite having a 77 stats for that. He did pass some really sloppy balls at times, but he made up for that in his defensive stats. Was quick, got the tackles in, broke stuff up, and I basically just used him to feed the other more capable players. So a really good buy, and very cheap. On the right midfield, I went for a bit of a pace whore in Bystrov. Good dribbling, good pace, his passing is good. He's not the biggest, but he's got quite a good shot. He says 68, but he has got a decent shot on him actually from distance. I was pretty surprised. And he's dirt cheap. If you just want someone who's quick and good at dribbling and got a good cross, I'd definitely go for him. On the left hand side I went for a similar, kind of like quick wingers. González, the Chilean, was cheap as out. Basically really quick, really good dribbling, got a really good strike on him as well. Definitely worth checking out if you actually just want someone who's pretty quick. He worked really well. My favourite player of this team by a mile is Honda. If you've never tried Honda, you need to try it now. The guy is immense. I don't think there's anything he can't do. Even he says his defensive stats are poor, but he tracks back really well. He can shoot with either leg. He can head. He can pass. He's pretty much the complete player on this game, and one of the best players I've used so far. And that's not saying much. I've not played this game very long, but he's so good. If you gave him any sort of Japanese team, definitely stick him in there. Up front, we went for Welliton. Costs a little more money now because he is a really good player, a very good all-rounder. I think at times his shooting was not great, but it seemed to his pace got him in the positions more often than not, and some of his actual goals were actually from distance more than the actual tap-ins, and he was pretty good in the air too, so definitely worth checking out. And then there's Eto'o. You can't really have a Russian league side without Eto'o. He cost a bit of money, but his finishing and his basically poaching ability, as well as actual dribbling and passing, just makes him a really good player. I really enjoyed him, got a few goals with him, and he's a pretty solid striker on the game. His first touch weren't always the best, but he made up for that with the fact he's really quick and get back onto the ball.